The next recipe we're going to do is a bacon and cheese stuffed jalapenos. Who likes jalapenos? Who doesn't like them because they're so hot? Okay. We've remedied that a little bit today, and I'm going to show you how we've taken care of that. Regular jalapenos you can buy down here in our produce section. And what we're going to do is just we're going to slice them lengthwise. I've taken the stems off of them. I've washed them. And I'm going to put a pair of gloves on before I mess with these, especially because if you get them on your hands, they're not the super hot pepper, but they are hot enough that when you rub your eyes after you've messed with them, that they will make you cry a little bit. Who knows what the hottest pepper in the world right now is?
Ghost pepper?
It's called a Jalapenos ghost pepper. And anybody that would like to try one, right here's a little bag of them. These peppers are on a Scoville unit. What a Scoville unit is it measures the capsaicin, which is the chemical in the pepper that makes them hot. A bell pepper has 0. A jalapeno pepper has about 5,000. A habanero pepper, which was once believed to be the hottest in the world, has about 25,000. These peppers right here have about 1.4 million on the Scoville. So you take a jalapeno that's 5,000 and ramp that up to 1.4 million. That's hot. I've got some at the house that I use in chili and stuff, and you use one pepper in a big pot of chili, and it'll go a long ways. And sometimes it's hot, too hot to really eat, and you have to mix it down a little bit then too. But what we do with these is we're going to take the pepper and we're going to remove from this pepper everything that you see white and all the seeds. Take you a spoon if you don't want to use your thumb and just remove everything out of it, the membrane and everything that you see in it that's white, you're going to take out. And this is what you're going to be left with. It's just a pepper with, it's just green. Where all the heat is in these veins right here and in these seeds. That's where all the heat is in a jalapeno pepper. Not all, but the majority of the heat. So we just take all that membrane out, and it's still going to have some heat to it, like I said. And another way to get some of the heat out of it, as you see in this bowl right here, I have jalapenos in there that have already been deveined. I've already had the seeds removed. They've been soaking in water for about 5 hours. You can do that. You can put them in there, and this will, and you change the water about every hour. And what happens is it sucks some of that capsaicin out of the pepper itself, and it cools them down. Another thing that you can do is you can take the peppers and you can boil them in water for about 5 minutes, and that's going to do a couple of things. That's going to soften them up, that's going to plump them up, and then when you bake them, they're going to bake quicker. Make sure my oven's still on. And so when we get ready to stuff these, you just want to take your spoon, which I do not have in front of me right now. And I'm going to show you this mixture here in just a second, and we're going to stuff these peppers with it. But this draws a lot of the heat out of it. And when you bake them, the cream cheese and the bacon that we're going to put in these also helps with the heat too. When I do them, I like to leave some of the vein and some of the seed in because I like them hotter. And I don't soak them when I do mine. I leave them just as raw as they can be. And they've got some really good heat to them. They're not too hot to eat, but they do have heat to them. These peppers today have been kind of hot. When we was in here preparing them earlier today, Jessica and Tony were over there, and I got some from breathing them, and I couldn't catch my breath for a second. So they do have a little bit more heat to them than what a normal jalapeno, it seems like, does. So we're going to stuff these, and we're going to stuff them, of course, with bacon. Same bacon that we use to coat in chocolate is this right here. And I'm not going to mix up a batch in front of you. I've already got some mixed up, but I am going to go through with you the process because, again, it's very simple. We're going to take 8 ounces of cream cheese. We're going to take some bacon and some cheddar cheese and some Worcestershire sauce. And we're going to mix that in our mixer until it's soft. If you're going to do this the day before, you can make it ahead of time, put it in your refrigerator and use it that way. This right here is a really good dip that you can use on crackers, a spread that you could use on crackers. chips. You got a little more, maybe a little bit of sour cream to it to thin it up a little bit. It could be a really good dip, just to dip something in. But what we've done is in our mixer today, I took all these ingredients. I took the cheddar cheese, the cream cheese, and the bacon and simply just mixed it up until it was soft. And then we're going to take our jalapenos that we've had soaking. And you're going to put about a teaspoon, a little more than a teaspoon in them. One of the things that you want to be sure that you do when you fix these is you want to be sure that you leave the ends on them. The reason I say that is because a lot of people, when they go to fix a jalapeno, they'll take the jalapeno and they'll cut the end of it off to get the stem off, right? Well, when you go to slice these lengthwise and you remove everything from them, guess what? If you go put cheese in there, guess where the cheese is going to go? It's going to fall right out this end and into your pan. So one of the things you just want to do is just be sure to remember just to remove your stem and leave that end on there, and that way the cheese will stay in there. And we're going to take just a little bit more. This was a big pepper. I just really like cheese. And we take these and we're going to put that in there. And we're going to take another slice of our bacon that we've got here. And we're just going to lay it right on top. And then we're going to put them in the oven and bake them. I've got a bunch made up already that we're going to stick in the oven here. You notice this bacon's not quite as done. The reason being is the same reason I was talking to you about the cookies earlier. When you put bacon in stuff, if you plan on cooking it again in something, you don't want it quite all the way cooked. And that way when you go to cook these in the oven, this bacon still has a little bit of cooking to do, and it'll crisp up real good and won't burn real bad on your peppers. So we're going to go ahead and stick, I've got our oven set on 400 degrees, not the microwave. And these are only going to cook for about, excuse me, these are only going to cook for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how well you like them cooked. We're going to set our timer. We're going to set it for 5 minutes and go from there. These are really good appetizers. Unless you're like me and you really like jalapenos, and then they're a really good meal. I have to confess, this is not my original recipe. My father-in-law, Don Davis, this is his recipe. He told me if I was going to use it, I had to give him credit for it. So you all witnessed that I give him credit for it in case he comes and asks. So you can see how the cheese is melted. Can you see it up there on the TV screen? You can see how the cheese is melted. Bacon's crisped up real nice. And if you like your jalapenos a little more tender, you cook them a little more long. And we cook these for about 11 minutes. I don't know why this oven's kind of contrary in ways. So sometimes the time that you find on our papers, it'll be good for your ovens. So you just cook them till they're done for you. A lot of people like them a little more crisp on top till the cheese and stuff starts to brown a little bit more. And some people don't like them quite as done, so we try to hit the midpoint there so everybody will be happy with it.